Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this live stream. I hope everybody is really doing well. So, are you guys able to see the screen or not? Because I'm facing some issue. Guys, are you able to see the screen? Hello, guys. Welcome. And it's weekend. You guys able to see the screen or not? Is it blank or what? There's some issue, huh? Hold on. So guys, I'm back, and now I hope you guys are able to see the screen. So I have just sorted out what was the issue. Well, welcome to the live stream, guys, and we're just going to talk about more on BTC and the overall crypto market cap and the areas where we should be really cautious about. In fact, that we are coming very close to the zone that I've already mentioned. As for the ascending triangle, 786 makes more sense to me. As for the ascending triangle, 786 makes more sense to me. Practically 6.4%. And these are the levels where we should be very, very crucial. Now, in fact, you might be, feeling that it's top. It's like a double top. And we might just literally go very crazy on this pump and can literally squeeze down to the big demand zone that we have here. We have never tested this demand, and from there we can have a one more push up like this. I mean, this is a very likely as well. I mean, this is in fact even this is the alternative play that I'm looking for, guys, and hence I think the short makes more sense over here. And in case if we start losing these levels of blue line that we have 6.2%, we can simply close our shorts and start longing everything, even if it's for like 8 to 10% move. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. So today we are going to first discuss about the Bitcoin on the highs and time frame before we go down and break down our scenarios into the lows and time frame. So I think we discussed pretty much on the face value before I went to bed that we have two scenarios. One is very bullish case, and the other one is less bullish case. So the less bullish case scenario is already invalidated, which means that now we have left with a very bullish case, and that's perfectly playing out. So if you look at from the Coinbase chart, Coinbase did not sweep this highs. Coinbase is yet to sweep this highs. Now we have multiple options here. I mean, this I think the scenario that we have here is perfectly in play, and what we need to do or what we need to take care of for BTC over here is that we have broken out of MA 200, also EMA 200. If you look at these levels, EMA 200 is a resistance. We could not close daily above those levels, pretty bad. And I think 20,984 is a very interesting resistance, EMA 200 resistance on the daily, and that is now acting as a very, very strong levels. I mean, if you look at from the perspective of the EMA 200, that's like for the first time we are testing the EMA 200 after a breakdown in April 2022 from $45,000 levels. For the first time we are testing it, guys, so it's gonna be pretty much wild because I don't expect it to break it and just go in just one go. No. So what are we going to do in the lows and time frame? Now look at from the perspective of the MA 200 is a support, and if you look at from the perspective of the daily, the MA 200 is pretty much looking great. So this is the support that we have, 19,518. That's a strong support. And also we have a strong level of fibs. So practically this is a very interesting levels. If we do get the dip over those levels, it's a buy. Now look at from the perspective of the daily. RSI is pretty much overbought. Practically this is the highest RSI I've ever seen, even since Jan 21. Practically the highest. Almost like a double top, if you would like to say. I mean, these are the levels where pretty much the market literally goes for reversals, and these are the levels where whenever you get it, it's pretty much no brainer. You should not long anything at those levels. Now if you look at from the perspective of just look at the levels, I mean, what previously we have done from the when we got such sort of an RSI, practically this is where the pump we got it, and we got a retest on a I would say we go for a sideways, the RSI got resetted, and then we go for another pump. Similar thing happened over here, go sideways, resetted, and then pump. And these sort of pumps are it's amazing, I know that, but you should be really aware. I mean, look at this structure. We go for a a pretty much face value dump, a kind of a dump, and then probably continuation. I mean, whenever we have seen these top on the RSI, pretty much the price literally goes for a reversal or a sideways, and then you see from these levels as well, pretty much small push up and then reversal, bear diversion, and then reversal, and then flash. A flush is very, very likely the way I am seeing it at this moment. So now, but we are just simply not going to play from the RSI perspective. We are going to play the counts. So practically, if you look at from the daily perspective, ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very clear actually. Even a Tom, Dick, and Harry would be able to find out. Now there are two counts that we have here. The whole structure that we got is a simply, a very much simply wave A here, a very tiny wave B here, 1, 2. And this is simply not wave 3. The wave 3 is not yet done. So most likely we're going to have one more push up, guys. So grab yourself. That's going to be your wave 3, 4, and 5. Most likely that's going to be your wave C towards $23,000. Now, if I have to tell you that we might be looking for a very interesting A, B, C, D, E pattern, and that's one of an alternative scenarios that I have. Practically 786 makes more sense. 23,169, that's the levels I'm eyeing. So from the lower term time frame perspective, this is 1. Let me just put a count itself so that you guys don't 1, 2, this is small, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's going to be your 3. Practically your 3 would be higher highs, so you need to sweep up the highs on the Coinbase, and it can even go to 22,350 as well. And from there we're going to retest, but we're not gonna go and retest 19,500. What I see and what I feel is we are most likely going to retest the levels of 20,270 to 19,800. That's a previous all-time highs, and we're going to have that one more push up on the upside. Now, having said that, we might be just forming a very interesting a sort of a triangle kind of a structure. Why? Because clearly A, B, C, that's a 3-wave structure, A, B, and it's gonna do something like this. We don't short anything at these levels. We're going to have some sideways move, and we're going to break up. The CME gap is going to be here. So for a while, if you look at the CME chart, you will definitely know that we're going to go with the gap at the 1, 2, 1, 2. This was the chart when I posted that I'm expecting the higher highs on the CME towards $24,000. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So practically, I think the CME is going to have a gap and a big gap. That's not even a small gap. So practically, if you look at from the perspective of the counts that we have on what I mean is the count that we have is pretty much aligns with our targets of 24,000 CME. So practically, plus minus $500 always is going to be there, but most likely my eyes are on 23,169 or to $23,000. Lot of confidence we have. Now this is 1, 2, wave 3 is not still in, because remember, this is still the high volume node. We need to see a red or a low volume with the higher push to have a bearish divergence on the lower time frame. So practically, even on the daily, if it gives you, so what you want to see is something like this, and then push up, and that push can go towards 22,350 for a clean wave 3 and a diversion forms, and that gonna be a sweep of the lows and retest of 20,104 to 20,900. And then most likely I'm expecting a sideways a little bit move and another impulsive towards 23,169. Practically, this is the zone. I'm sorry, this is the zone where we should be investing our BTC and Ethereum money into alts, because those are the levels where the dips are for buying, not BTC, not ETH, but alts. So practically this is what I have for BTC. Now the most bullish count, you might be even arguing that a very alternative bullish count can be, this is wave 1, the whole move structure was wave 2, 1, 2, and this 3, 4, and the 5 would be somewhere around 786 would be your wave 3. The same wave 4 formula is going to apply wave 4, and then we're going to have one more push up towards 886, which would be around 24,169. So that would be the slightly bullish count that we have, meaning that your wave 4 is going to have a slight choppiness. So practically we're going to form a range actually. So this is the range we will be looking to form, and what's going to happen is you got a very interesting pump, and that's going to be the distribution, and again on this distribution you're going to get another manipulation, and that manipulation is going to most likely cause a bigger downside move, a degree downside move towards $17,000, maybe even to lows, I'm not sure, but this triangle looks more good. This is the alternative triangle that we have. Not necessarily that this triangle is going to play out, but this is the triangle that we have. A very alternative count that we also have is ABC. So practically this can be A, irregular flat B, and this is the 5 waves, wave C here, and you do something like this, go towards $12,000. Now you have two scenarios over here on this for the BTC. Now the most bullish case, I only found this bullish case, and I would be very happy that this bullish case is very, very valid. Why? Or I would be very happy that this bullish case would have been very, very valid. Sorry, I'm just rephrasing myself. I would have been happy that I would be very, very bullish if this move down would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Instead, this move down is 3 waves structure. So when you have a 3-wave structure, meaning that the pump itself, even if it gives you 5 waves, it's not bullish, because the 3 waves down can never be the end of the correction. It needs to end the move down with the 5 waves, honestly. So a 3 waves down is never the end of the correction, and I don't see any truncated wave 5. So let's say many people might even believe that this was wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you got a 4 and you get a 5. So this was a truncated wave 5. So practically this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Practically I don't think that way, that this is a very, very short truncated wave 5. So I think no, that's not the end, which means that if you're saying that this is truncated wave 5, which means that the bottom is in for the Bitcoin at 15,560. That was your lows for the 2023, and meaning that we just absolutely going to go for bonkers. I mean, what I mean actually. So practically this is what I have for now, ladies and gentlemen. The hard and time frame scenarios on the daily, I think we're going to have some sideways. First of all, on the lower term time frame, now let's discuss the lower term time frame. So I've already mentioned the hard and time frame 2 cases that we have here. Now I don't see the price to literally break down under 19K from here. Why? Because the structure don't make sense on the daily. The structure is saying that we needs to have that one more push up, which is still left pending, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are literally shorting, just be careful. Webcam mic, no, it's not a webcam mic, it's a Razer Siren Mini. That's what I have. I don't use webcam mic unless the only time I use webcam mic is when I do Discord live, actually, because it's very easy. That also I have EKSA E900, so that's a very cool mic actually I have when I do the Discord live. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hours chart, and so yeah, let me just have this 2022. Perfect. So now let's talk about the lower term time frame, ladies and gentlemen. Now if you look at from the 4 hour perspective, what I personally feel is the structure that we are having, that this is clean 1, 2, and then you have 1, 2 over here, 1, 2, and then you have a big 3 here, 4, and this can be a small triangle as well, we're just going to do something like this and have a breakout one more time to 21,827 or 22,350, and then we're going to sweep up these lows. Practically this is going to be 1, 2, okay, and that's going to be your 3, a small wave 4, and have one more push up forming a 3 drive, excellent 3 drive, and that's where the wave 3 is going to come in towards 22,400 to 22,000 over here, $23,000, and most likely 22,400 is going to be the liquidity focal point in my view, and then that's where we're going to form a range kind of a structure, another distributive top. People are going to short heavily, take profits, and even elongate. Why? Because it's a very interesting pattern, and we're most likely going to do something like this. I'm gonna break out, seems people are gonna get trap, and then we're going to do something like this. So that's how the whole structure for 5 waves completes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's how the structure completes in itself. So at the lower time frame, this is what I think for the BTC, ladies and gentlemen. Now because the USD dominance is coming very close to the 786 and 886, meaning that I see that maximum move I am eyeing for BTC should be somewhere around 13.5% to 10%, not more than that. So 13.5% to 10%. Now if you just compare that move for BTC, this is the Coinbase chart, this is not Bybit, this is not Binance. So now if you compare the 13.5 to 9% move from the current price, so if you compare it to the 9.5%, so let's say 9.5%, which would be somewhere around 22,693, and if you compare the 13% move, which would take it towards 23,400 levels, meaning that it pretty much matches with our count that we have for the USD dominance. Now this is what I have for BTC, this is what I have for the USD dominance. 786, 886 makes more sense to me than ever for the USD dominance and BTC. Now few of the alts, I'm not gonna check ETH right now because I have to leave for Terrace, because I'm gonna go fly kites. Yesterday I flew a lot of kites, a big the biggest kite I flew yesterday was 4 feet, 4 feet kite, and that was amazing. I do have that kite right now. I have 2 kites more left, that 4 feet kites. Amazing. And there are a lot of small injuries I got on my fingers because it's flying kites and the thread is really strong, but it's good. It's a nice enjoyment actually. And now if you look at from the total perspective, if you remember that EMA on the total is this, for the first time we are testing the EMA on the daily. Also if you look at from the perspective of the MA also, we already above the MA of 900 billion. So what you want to see is we retest these levels and we pump up towards $1 trillion levels. So the $1 trillion is coming, guys. That is going to be an absolutely big ass resistance and a psychological levels for the overall crypto market cap. Now remember, all these big players got out of the market, so don't expect the price to literally go and reverse like everybody expects. No, what we need is the base. When you have a strong base formation, definitely the market is going to give you a very big, and this is the base we need to form. So practically the base is have just begun to form. That's like a very interesting take. That's like a very interesting my take that what I have. Even if it go up like this and we dump like this or sweep up this, it's just a base formation that's happening. It's a base actually, and once the base is formed, we break out of this box and it just reverses. So you need an accumulation. That's a base formation, and the more stronger the base would be, the higher the push would be for on the hard term time frame. So that's the base we are looking for to form on the total crypto market cap. So that's something we need to just wait and watch as to how the base is going to form. Now you don't need to be very much excited about the bullish case right now. Even the 9 to
9.5%, 13%. Yeah, it's a very nice opportunity for us to make money. And definitely I'm gonna give some limits for BTC. I just want to give the limits on the BTC, basically not today, but basically tomorrow, when once we get these higher highs of 21,760, anywhere above the levels of 21,500 on the Coinbase swing filler pattern, and we can just look for, you know, a short, because then I'm most likely going to I would like to long when it gives you a retest of 19,900, 19,910 to $20,100, and from there I can give you a swing, not scalps, because these are not going to be the scalps, towards the higher price of $23,000. So basically this makes more sense. A 15% swing we can make money on. But remember, the BTC can give you that 15% swing. However, I have a very good news for you guys. The BTC dominance is perfectly playing out the way we want it to play out. Remember, I mentioned that we still have that one more push up for the wave 5. Now, it's really, really good that I would like to tell you, everyone, is this move is most likely coming to an end, or it's the end. So the 5 waves I can see over here, it's a very interesting expanding diagonal that I see over here for now. So a very interesting expanding diagonal, ladies and gentlemen, for the 5 waves. And normally, you know, the expanding diagonal 5 waves don't form when we are literally pumping from the bottom. It never forms actually, but yeah, there is a probability that it might be an expanding diagonal. So there is a one more push up pending, and after that go all in alts, because one after another alts will start popping, especially Cardano, Dot, Link, what are the other, Stellar, what are other alts we discussed, RSR, Algo, not Algo, forget Algo, and DeFi coins like Sushi, Aave, Comp, and KNC, the dead coin KNC. You know, these are the coins, SNX, these are the coins you would banned. You can have TRB, you can have, you know, APT, APE. All these are the coins, they're going to give you that nice impulsive move. And after that, what I expect is the BTC dominance to come back down and retest, take these lows. And once it takes it, amazing, because after that it's going to have another impulsive move. And this impulsive move is most likely going to be that the whole market bleeds heavily, but BTC is going to outperform everyone. So practically BTC just dumps 5% and alts are dumping 10%, 15%, making it a pump. So this is how it's going to be. But for now, this is how I see the market is. 5 waves are coming to an end. We need to have that one more small push, not necessarily that it's going to push. It can simply dump from here itself. But what I'm saying is, any dip we get, we should be placing ourselves to long or to buy the dip for a you know, what do you say, alts. Basically alts looks amazing. Now fill, my plan was for fill is to long, because I was expecting a retest of 3.77, and basically I did not get that retest, but this looks a very interesting V-shaped recovery. And even the structure, you see, it's a very interesting structure. What we can do is something like this, and we can simply go and literally pump it up all towards 11.5. Practically, you know, once it reclaims these levels of 4.7, it can pump 140%. So these are the shit coins, probably can make you big money. The dip I am looking to buy a fill is around $4, anywhere close to $4, and I'm literally going to build a big swing position with my stops under 3.4. So that's what I'm eyeing. Or maybe I just buy a spot bags, like simply put 20k in the fill and just let it ride, because max it can go down is 20%, which is like 4k loss. And if it goes up and goes play according to my plan, it would be very interesting to see a 140% minimum, you know, pump. This is the you know, the Darvest box we have. A deviation flips up, and it's just going to accelerate very quickly, very fast. I'm gonna sweep up the highs as well, may even flip up and can go up higher as well. But this is what I see, guys. Why? Because Phil is clearly having that 5 waves, you know, a very interesting 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. practically it's a very clean 5 waves, ladies and gentlemen, something you should not miss it. So Phil is on my top list to just buy and hold, you know, for spot backs. It's a very risky coin. I know that it can fuck you as well. So practically just be cautious. The maximum target for the fill, in my opinion, would be the biggest resistance, and that's the big resistance we have. If it literally starts flipping even these levels as well, which I don't think it's gonna flip, but it flip these levels, then God help us, because it's gonna pump straight towards. It's gonna take all the liquidity, and the big liquidity is going to come up towards $48 as well as $62, which I don't think it's going to happen. So this is all like a dream, but this is the minimum target we can go for the liquidity pool if we just literally reclaim those levels. Avax, guys, be careful with the Avax. I'm having this Gartley, and whenever we have such sort of a Gartley, guys, we have to be very, very cautious. Very, very cautious. Despite the fact that it can have 1, 2, and this was your wave 3, so we are just doing wave 4 right now. We're gonna go towards 15.5 to 15.4, and we can have one more push up towards 19.3, 19.4. Not necessary that we will dump, and from there I expect 786 to 886 is what you can eye. 880, 886 is what you can eye for the Gartley, and this is the levels most likely is going to be the big short for me for Avax, because then we can have move down towards 8. Now this Gartley can be a shark as well. Now once we start flipping $19.9, once 19.9 starts flipping, so that's where I'm going to put my invalidation levels, or maybe let's put it $20, a very psychological resistance that we have on the Avax. So let's put it invalidation of Gartley. So this is the invalidation of the Gartley, very hard invalidation. Anything above this levels of $20, and trust me, you can literally close your shots. You don't have to wait for the stop loss over here, and you can simply long it, because then it could go towards 113, practically somewhere around 21.8 to maybe even 22.4, because that's a logical resistance we have. But for now, this Gartley makes more sense to me, and hence I'm going to play this Gartley for now. So Avax is something you should be very, very careful of. Algo, you know my plan for Algo, as I mentioned, that I just want that one more sweep down, but instead we did not went for the way I wanted to play. So practically this harmonic is not very much valid. It's practically invalidated. So now we are not getting any dips on the Algo. Now what we are looking for is this is a strong demand. So the demand over here right now is lying around 21.2 and maybe even 21 cents. So practically this is the levels. If you do get a sweep down like this on the Algo, you can have a push up, because this is where we need to take the liquidity around 25 cents, and that's where we should play 25 cents for the Algo, and after that we will see what it wants to do. But this is how I see the market. It can be a very interesting V-shaped recovery, Adam and reject and form a cup. So practically Adam and Eve, and this is going to be a neckline, break up, boom. So that's going to be an accumulation pattern for Algo actually. So this looks amazing. I mean, let's see if this plays out or not on the hard time frame. Adam and Eve on the Algo. RSR, I'm still looking very bullish on RSR. It's just that it did not hit the target I wanted to hit around the blue box, which I have at 0.001468. So that's the idealistic level for it, but you never know. I mean, if we do get a dip on RSR towards 3500, I'm definitely going to give you the spot buys with an invalidation under 3192, basically 3200. And the take profit targets for me on the RSR is not gonna be practically it's not going to be here, but it's simply going to be minimum 166%, and in a good case scenario, the bottom is in, and it just simply pumps from those levels to 1600%. I mean 16x, and the best case scenario, it pumps to 30x, practically almost close to 30x. So practically the something, you know, you should not be missing on RSR. The downside is still there, like a 50-60% downside is possible, but you know, considering the risk reward, this trade makes more sense to me. So I'm just simply gonna wait a little bit. Cardano, if you remember yesterday, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, when we had live stream, Cardano was over here. I mentioned once we have this close above red line and you have a bearish retest of this red line 3.331, it's gonna pump, and it already pumped almost 11%. It had a bearish retest over here, and it just had a wick of almost 11.5%. Again, if you do get a retest, simply long the dip, you know, with the invalidation under this is going to be an invalidation under 31 cents. Your take profit target is going to be 40 cents. CRV, I'm still waiting for the CRV. This is the perfect plan for the CRV, guys. What I want is a big 1-2-1-2 to play. So practically this is like, I wanted this to be 1, another 1, 2. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's gonna be a wave 3, and accumulation like this for the wave 4, and then wave 5 towards a, you know, practically this is how I would like to see a CRV playing out. But that's the reason I'm giving this long buy, because this makes more and more sense to me from the CRV perspective, ladies and gentlemen, and the CRV looks really great. So something you should not miss it as well. The invalidation is very tight, 8% stop loss, and let's see if we do get it. Sushi is something you should also be watching, because two reasons why I think sushi can be a very good play. It's forming a very interesting you know, what do you say, an accumulation pattern. So this is the accumulation pattern that we have. The only problem I see for the sushi is the way, you know, we have swept these highs, sushi has not swept these lows. So once it's swept, it would be very interesting. But for now, what we can what it might do is that, you know, this whole move is like some sort of a ABC, you know, that's something like ABC, and it is just going to do another ABC, and then it's going to do something like this. So practically it can do, and then it reverses. So that's a Davis box. It's an accumulation or distribution. You need a nice deviation, and once it gets a deviation, you look for a reversal. So you know, sushi on the HTF is not looking that great for a big impulsive move, but lower time frame definitely you can have a push up, a retest of 1.11. That's a big levels, and above a sweep of the highs like 1.52. We can even go to 1.6 as well. So this is how sushi can literally do something like this. And I'm not going to bet on sushi. I'm going to bet on Aave. Here is my take on Aave, guys. Because I think Aave can give us a big impulsive move. Oh shit, it already got a big impulsive move. Fucking shit. Anyways, but yeah, this was the resistance for Aave. So, you know, I think I've been very much vocal about Aave, that it has been tested the 886, and I do think that the bottom for Aave is in. Now I'm not sure if this is like ABC or 1 2 3 4 5, but what I'm sure of is even if let's say this move is A, B, 1 2 3 4, and you're gonna get the one more impulsive move for Aave, so similar to like C. Practically Aave is most likely forming a very interesting a triangle kind of a structure like this, a deviation under this, a fake breakdown, reclaim it, and then boom. So you're gonna get a bullish checkmate here and then pump. However, if it starts flipping the levels of 91.78 again, it's gonna get very aggressive and can simply pump up towards the levels of 160, because 91 is a very 91.78 to $92 is a very strong supply. So practically it's a very big levels for Aave, but this is how we can see Aave. You know, I think any retest of these levels around 67.3 is a buy towards 91. That's gonna give you a very interesting 30% move, and that's why I'm interested in Aave. Comp also had a nice pump. If you just saw the chart on comp, it also got a very interesting pump up. Now if you just look at this chart for the comp, this harmonic is fucking valid. It's not invalidated, meaning that comp is having a very high chances that it pumps above $75. practically. So what you want to see is this move is 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. That's 1 2, and that's a small 1 2. So practically, you know, you want to see that comp on the, we need to chart comp on the lower term time frame, guys. So this is what my idea is, that practically, you know, comp is going to continue upwards and upwards, and it's going to go towards $76. So even if you're longing comp here, we're going to be making 50% gains. But if you get a dip towards 45, that can give you a very interesting 66% pump. The invalidation is clearly $40 for the comp. Anything under $40 is invalidation, but I would just mark my invalidation this neckline, because remember, when we are flipping the neckline is your support. So practically this is the neckline and this is your invalidation on the comp. So if you are not good in you know, not good with leverage, just do spots, because spots can give you nice money. This is the minimum target for the comp, guys. Not necessary that comp is literally going to stop at 75.80, but that's a minimum target. What I feel is it can go even accelerate to $80, and the worst case scenario, it pumps up towards 150 and $175 as well. That's the worst case scenario I have for the comp. Now the more bear case, now we talk about the bullish case for the comp. Let's also explore the bear case scenario for the comp. The bear case scenario would be that, you know, this move is A, B, C, B, okay, and this is simply 1 2 3 4 and 5. It goes towards 120 125, can even go to 145 as I mentioned, and from there further dip down towards a bigger accumulation pattern and go down. But for now, what I see is close to any dip towards 40 to $43 is for buying comp. Anywhere close to those levels is for buying comp, because definitely comp is looking that great to me. So guys, comp is something you should not be missing on it. It's looking too great in my opinion. Now the last chart I would like to share it with you personally is my favorite, dot. And dot is definitely something you should not be missing it, trust me. So why? Because two reasons I have for the dot. Let me yeah, so two reasons. So first of all, this is the comp Avax. Let's go to the dot. Dot is lagging a lot, and the project is really good. The itself is really good. Yesterday, if you remember, what did I mention? If dot literally starts flipping these levels of M at 205.5, it's gonna literally pump towards 18% and 16%, and it pumped 20%. So, you know, what you might feel is, oh my god, it already pumped 20%. So yeah, this is the end. No, I don't think it's the end. Why? Because dot is the one of the alt that literally has the bullish wolf waves with 5 waves formation on the downside, meaning that what you only need is a dot to retest that levels of 5.5, and if we do hold that levels of 5.5, dot can literally do something like this, a very aggressive move, again retest, and again do something like this. Practically it's gonna have a big 3 drive like this, you know, something like this. Practically I think 5.5 is a very interesting levels for dot. Your stop loss should be very tight on a 5.2, and make it like a you know, manual stop loss. Don't have a hard stop loss, but this is looking very great. The opportunity is good on the dot. If you just simply look at this, look at the daily chart as well. Despite the fact the RSI looks so overbought, I know, but I think RSI is going to most likely having a reset. It's gonna retest its levels and have one more push up like this, or what RSI is gonna do is it's just gonna have a retest, and RSI is gonna do something like this. Price makes higher highs, RSI makes lower lows, bear diversion, RSI makes you know, bullish diversion like this, hidden bullish diversion, and the price from that level is dump, but don't make, you know, make something like this, and then we get another pump, and you know, price makes higher highs, bullish diversion, bearish diversion, and the RSI makes lower lows, a triple bear diversion across the board, and then we dump. But that doesn't mean that the price is not going to stop pumping. So You see how the dot can literally move. You know, something to keep in mind, guys. Dot is a very special coin. Personally, I think. Now you can't long everything, so you need to be very, very selective. So my selection would be majors. Is a very safe bet. For example, BTC is a good one, and then you can look for Ethereum, because ETH can also look have an might outperform everything as well, because as mentioned, BTC dominance is about to reverse. And you see here 886 was my point, is where I was looking for 1600, and we literally reached those levels of 1600. So now what it means is that wave 3 is very, very overextended, meaning that we expected the wave 3 to end, but I think the wave 3 is almost there, or maybe have one more sweep up there, because wave 3 is always a new highs. And then you're going to have the wave 4, something like this, and you're going to have wave 5 towards 1777 to $1800. So practically, you know, something like this we might see over the weekend, and a small distribution and one more push up like this. Practically you have a very interesting range, a deviation of the highs, and then you look for a reversal kind of thing. Now, not necessarily the reversal can be the big reversal like this. It can be simply go and retest the big levels like this and then pump up like this. So there is always a possibility, but for now you should be looking to long ETH. My area for looking to long is on the lower term time frame. If you just watch it, what I feel is a sweep of 1500 would be very interesting levels to long, with your invalidation of 1440. So that's a very nice invalidation, but the risk reward is going to be slightly not that good. So if you're longing here 14, let's say you're longing the liquidity pool, and your stop loss is going to be here 4%, your take profit targets are going to be somewhere around November highs, and this or maybe even these levels of 1692. So the risk reward is fairly good, 3R, and you can look for shorts at those levels, and from there you can look for shorts to the range lows around these levels, with another 2 to 3 hour setup. So this is how you should play, but this is gonna take some time, guys. But yeah, this looks amazing to me. So practically I think one more push up for the ETH is very, very, very expected, and so don't short anything at this moment. These are not the levels to short, in my opinion, and we are still going to have that one more push up is what I expect. In short, today is the day probably we're going to get our dip, one more dip, and with that dip we are going to pump for upside. Now let's quickly have a look at the SPX. SPX, guys, is closed. It's gonna open tomorrow. I'm expecting a further push for SPX, like a double top, the way we had previously double top. This was the double top. We had a clean double top, you know, a perfect double top, and this is a fractal that we had from on SPX since 1970 or 1980. I don't remember exactly, but this was the fractal actually, and that fractal is so far looking great, very identical, no changes. You got a double top towards 4045 to 4065, so plus minus $5, and from there if I expect SPX to do something like this and go towards my target of 3000. However, if you do flip this highs, let's say 4105, if you do flip these levels, then SPX is going to go nuts. So then it would mean that dollar index is going to dump very, very high. But for me, I think the dollar index is very close to bottoming. For the wave 5, any dip towards 99.7 is where I expect dollar index to literally reverse. Plus minus 2% is there always going to be the factor. So dollar index is like not plus minus 0.5%, sorry. So 2% is what I expect for the dollar index to dump, and after that it's going to reverse. So what you would want to see here the next time is the dollar index, that you know, it can make higher highs as well, because this can be 1, 2, okay, and this whole move is 3, 4 and 5 possibilities there. But why I think that this is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because the move down is simply not ABC, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning that dollar index is going to do A, B and down. So what I want to see is the dollar index making the higher lows, sorry, lower highs, and the the SPX and crypto market makes lower lows. So that's going to be one of the biggest bullish divergence across the board, and it rarely happens, guys. Rarely happens, and this sort of things happens only and only when the commodities are very, very bullish. So which means that the market is going to go for the final capitulation, and that final capitulation is going to lead towards a full-fledged reversals. Right now everywhere there is a FOMO, everybody, and the biggest FOMO is going to come when BTC literally starts breaking $23,500. It's like everybody who is on sidelines are going to be like, holy shit, my bear scenario is got invalidated, let's build the position, let's long everything, and everybody is going to start longing, and whew, it's just gonna dump on everyone. So this is going to be like an exit liquidity for many. So that's the psychology I have behind this double top on the SPX. So let's see if we do get this SPX scenario, because it perfectly goes with my Tesla plan as well. If you remember, we discussed this Tesla stock the day before. What I mentioned is I'm expecting a Tesla to retest the 138, and that's where I'm going to short it again towards my target of $81. A big what do you say, head and shoulder. Amazon INC is still looking that great because it has reached to my targets equilibrium, but now what I see is this is the range. A bearish rate of 103, I'm shorting it this retest, and I expect it to do something like this, most likely to go towards 65 as well. We'll see, but this is how I see Amazon doing something like this. I will close my shorts if it literally flips 102.5 as a big support. That's the previous range highs, and that's a support, that's a breaker, a bearish retest, make lows like this one more time, and then we can look for something like this, a very interesting new range formation, a deviation, and then impulsive move reversal. So I think I'm gonna short Amazon. It's a clean short. There is no second thought on not shorting it. Microsoft Microsoft MSFT is looking great, but I never charted MSFT. This was the first time I'm doing it, but a good thing about MSFT is, personally, what I feel is it might outperform everyone. So or this whole move is like A, B, 1, 2, it goes up like this towards $250, 3, 4, and 5. It goes towards 184, because practically I would like to see it testing $190 or even close to 197. So this is what I would like to see, and that's where I think a new range should form for Microsoft, and we can just probably accumulate there and just up like this. Google, one more. Google is what? Not Google. It's what was the name actually? The parent company, Alphabet. So I don't invest in Google. I'm not an investor, guys. This is just for charting purpose. I'm just showing you. I've never traded Google before, honestly. I mostly traded Tesla, Amazon, and Netflix. These are the three basically I used to trade because of the volatility they have. And basically recently I've just been shorting them and making huge money. I'm shorting Tesla since top, if you guys know it. I posted every damn analysis on Tesla in my corner. So Alphabet, what I feel is, for Alphabet, this is the levels I think personally should be tested. So I think we're going to do a pump up towards 97 point something, and then further move down like this. So this can be a very interesting, very interesting falling wedge, and then we can reverse. But this is something to watch. Don't be bullish on Alphabet for now, unless we flip the levels of 99.5. Once it flips the levels of 99.5 for $100, then you need to be bullish. But at least for now, don't be bullish. Now let's talk about gold. My plan on the gold is still same, guys. I'm still short on gold. My invalidation is 91924. That's my invalidation levels. I still see gold is not gonna dump very quickly. It's gonna reject from these levels, come back down and retest the support of 1791 and can have one more push up towards 1978, and after that you're gonna get that wave 2 towards 1715, making a bigger 3 drive. You know, this deviation and 3 drive accumulation, and then from there it pumps up. So practically I think the gold looks amazing to me. I just don't want it to pump from here itself. So practically let's see what gold gives to us, but I see that, you know, we are at a very interesting level for rejection. So let's see how it opens tomorrow. Actually, that's all what I got for now for you guys. And oh, one more chart probably it was there in my mind is Rune, Thorchain. I know it's a very big shitcoin, but every shitcoin has a pump and dump. So just look at the Thorchain. You know, if you remember, I mentioned that this is A, B, and C, but the problem is we are getting this a breaker over here, and we are getting some sort of a very interesting bull flag. So that bull flag is played out very, very well. So practically, you know, my what I'm looking for the Thorchain right now is, what I feel for the Thorchain is, I think the 5 waves on the Thorchain looks to me like a very interesting complete. So practically, you know, what I am having a count is, there are 2 counts where we can have on the Thorchain. First is the bear count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that these are the counts that we can have, like a bear count. The bullish count and the most bullish count is this 1, 2, and this is going to be another 1, ABC 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is just the beginning of a bigger impulsive move for the Thorchain. So practically your 3 would be somewhere around here, your 4 would be here, and your 5 would be here. So what you need to understand is, this is the support. The support at 1.43 is your invalidation. Anything under those levels is Thorchain is going to dump to new lows. So this is your hard invalidation. So and the longs, you need to long the breaker. So where is the breaker now? Well, according to me, what I feel is the demand, and a very, very strong demand for the Thorchain, is around these levels. A very strong demand, a very, very strong demand. It already dumped to 1.6. I feel personally that if you get a retest of these levels, it's a clean long. But we might just front run, and what I feel is, this is a smaller demand that we have above these levels. So, you know, practically on the lower term time frame, this can be the wave 4. This is like A, B, and C, and it pumps up. However, if you don't go under 1.64 these levels, it can simply pump from here itself to you know, squeeze up higher and higher. So practically Thorchain is looking very good at this moment. We need a retest of these levels. I would not be longing here. No, I would want to long here, or let it just simply go and have a market structure break here. So let it go like this, let it come back long here, and then you ride it till here. So you're gonna miss this move, but you're not gonna miss this move, because that's gonna be very, very clear. Because then it would confirm that, yeah, it had a market structure break at least. That's all, guys, and that's how you should play. If you would like to support, do trade on Bybit. The link is mentioned in the description. Thank you so much for your support, and have a very nice weekend, guys. Stay blessed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.